I call Dennis O'Rourke.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. New Zealand First will always put the safety of our police and corrections officers as a high priority. But New Zealand First also recognises the need for the safety of all other law enforcing officers or staff. With an increase in severity of assaults on police and corrections officers in recent years, we acknowledge the need for prevention of assaults on them all. We do support the bill, however we question the scope of coverage of it. It was documented by the Law and Order Committee in their report dated the 7th of July last year that the aggravating factors be considered for other groups and public sector workers too. And it was then noted that the amendment was constructed specifically to address an increase in assault cases against only police and prison officers. Now, Mr Chairman, Asanati Lolly Taylor has therefore proposed an amendment in SOP number 9, I think it is. As a past employee of the Department of Corrections in the role of a regional advisor for the Northern Region, she tells me that she would not have been covered by this bill if she had been subjected to an assault or harmed intentionally by a prison officer or offender. She did not come within the title prison officer for the purposes of this bill, but her position still held the duty of carrying out similar responsibilities to prison officers. Non-uniformed staff also work with prison officers and offenders and whenever and wherever necessary. The ratio of corrections staff, she tells me, is 1 prison officer to 20 prisoners. Non-uniformed staff could be working with up to 30 and sometimes 50 prisoners without a prison officer present. Mrs Lolly Taylor tells me that she was often called upon to diffuse situations amongst some of the prisoners where corrections officers could not resolve the prisoner's behaviour. In these roles, she would do exactly the same, if not more, than a corrections officer would have done, and this bill does not take this into account. Other public sector workers also play a big part in the rehabilitation of offenders and prisoners. Facilitators of many other programs, medical people, community probation officers and psychologists who work within the Corrections Department are not covered, and yet they are exposed to the same risk factors as the prison officers themselves. The non-uniform and all other Crown law enforcement staff serve an equally important role in sustaining the safety and rehabilitation of inmates in our prisons throughout the country. In fact, the bill could be perceived, perhaps, as discriminating against other staff within the corrections and police force, as well as those of customs and fisheries. I believe that it is vital that the bill includes non-uniform staff of police and corrections services for these reasons, and the bill falls short of protection for other Crown law enforcement roles, such as, in particular, fisheries and customs officers. New Zealand First does support the bill, but are we giving real solutions to this very real problem? We ask, are the training programs within the police and the prison force adequate in the prevention of assaults on officers? And we ask, why hasn't there been a review of the processes and procedures in regards to this? Why hasn't there been more investment in resources to improve that situation? New Zealand First, as I've said, does support the bill, and it's good to see that the government has gotten something right in identifying a problem of this nature, but it does not go far enough. Other parties have shared the view that they do not feel this bill would give weight to effectively changing these statistics or making a significant difference in assault cases regarding the country's enforcement employees and ancillary staff, whether uniformed or not. I therefore encourage members to support Mrs Lolly Taylor's SOP in order to also include other employees of the Crown lawfully engaged in enforcement duties, acting in the course of those duties.
Dennis O'Rourke. Members will move to the vote. The question is that the amendments on SOP number 9 is set out on SOP number 9 in the name of Asanati Lolai Taylor be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. Noes have it. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 56, the noes are 65. The amendment is not agreed to. The next amendment is set out on SOP number 14, is in the name of Charles Chevelle. The question is that the amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Ayes have it. The ayes have it. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 117, the noes are 4. The amendment is agreed to. The question now is that clauses 1 to 5 as amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Ayes have it. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 117, the noes are 4. Clauses 1 to 5 as amended will stand part. I will report this bill with amendment.
The House is resumed. Mr Chairman.
Mr Speaker, the House and Committee has considered the Sentencing Aggravating Factors Amendment Bill and reports it with amendment. Mr Speaker, I move that the report be adopted.
The question is that the report be adopted. Those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. The ayes have it. This bill is set down for third reading next sitting day. Members, given that the next item on the agenda is another committee stage and the House can't convene in committee within 5 minutes of the hour of rising, it remains for me to announce that the House stands adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow.